Hey, hey, say hi as you guys are hopping on so I know you're here. Jeez. I mean, the Sunday coffee talk thing is awesome, but this is how you know that I'm just willing and ready to show up raw. In my pajamas, no makeup, haven't brushed my hair. Just getting into the coffee, so there's no telling what's going to come out. Good morning, Sunday morning from Bali. So I have had a crazy full on last couple of weeks. And today was my first day off in, I don't even know how long. I literally don't know how many days it's been since I've had a day off. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep in and I'm going to just get up and have my coffee and journal and just enjoy the beach for a little bit. And then I'm going down to Uluwatu later today to hang out with some friends. And so I was just sitting out there drinking my coffee, thinking about how excited I am about everything that's happening in my business. And I was like, I'm gonna go live stream. So here I am on my day off working, but I don't even feel like it's work. That's the thing. So hey, as you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm gonna actually just share this into my one of my groups. And one more. Okay. So it's hey, Nash Vegas. We have Nash Vegas in the house. SoCal, Australia. Natalie, aren't you sick of me yet? I feel like you've seen me 200 times this week. Hello, Kim Harland Wheeler. I was just messaging. So Kim is like one of my best friends in the whole entire world, and I was literally just messaging her while I was sitting out there, being like, it's my day off. I'm supposed to be relaxing, but I think I'm going to go live stream. She knows me well, so she was probably wondering when it was going to happen. Oh, hello, Michelle Patrick. Oh, hello, husband upstairs. The whole gang's here. How exciting. Michelle, Kim Wheeler, Sean, Barnett, all my besties on one call at the same time. How exciting is that? So, yeah, it's just been the last few weeks. I mean, like we've just had, it seems like it's been one thing after another, and I'm sure Sean can attest to that. Like it just feels like we've been going 1,000 miles an hour, and it's really hot in here. Actually, I'm gonna turn the fan on. Hold on. I am fully in my pajamas. I am fully. Whoa! Sorry, Instagram. You just crashed down there for a minute. Fully in my pajamas. I haven't brushed my hair. I'm still drinking my coffee, so I don't know that I'm going to be putting together fully formed thoughts. My neurotransmitters aren't quite firing yet, but loving this super dark hair. Thanks. It's actually due to be touched up, but I shifted over a little while ago. My husband likes my hair darker, so I went darker for a while. Yeah, so it's just been really full on lately, and it's interesting because like this happens to me every time this year, and you know, after doing all this incredible work with Michelle studying 5-element theory, I now have the realization that it's my season. So that's why I go so full on at the end of the year. It is so each element in 5-element theory has a season associated to it, and autumn is the is metal season. So it seems like every year, as soon as, you know, September rolls around, and all of a sudden it's like balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, all the things, and all the inspiration, which is, oh my gosh, Brandon Marshall's here too. What's going on? I should live stream on Sunday morning more often. All the people are showing up today. So yeah, so it's just been, a lot and a lot of inspiration, which is amazing. And my dear friend Taryn, last year this time, Taryn and I were working like 16-hour days, like 6 days a week, launching a new business and just like in it. And the whole time she would just be saying, you have to make hay when the sun shines. You have to make hay when the sun shines. And so the sun is shining right now. Well, not so much in Bali every day because it's rainy season, but the theoretical sun is shining. So we are making hay in the Leah Steele brand. So it's just, it's an awesome time of year because I feel super inspired. And it's really interesting how when I shift my perspective into feeling inspired or desiring to be inspired, how all of a sudden the inspiration is drawn to me. And so just all these really incredible things have been like being presented to me, and the intellectual stimulation of the last week in particular has just been really incredible. And I love learning new things. It's so I'm a 5/1 projector in human design, and my one line just craves, it's the investigator, right? It wants to know all the things about all the things. And I also have the 4618 channel, which is the channel of skills and talent, or the channel of mastery. And that channel is a channel that makes it appear to the outside world like things come quite easily to me. But the truth of that channel is that it's a mastery channel, and it's a channel of talent, yes, but it's also a channel of skills, which means that I will work on something until I perfect it, until it's perfect. And like that's very much like the season of my year that I'm in right now. And it may be the season of my life. My good friend Michael Franti actually on my birthday this year shared this incredible story, and I don't think I can tell it to you guys because I've tried to repeat it to several people and I've just butchered it, but he's a poet, and so the way he tells the story is like so amazing. But he talked about your 44th year being the year that you realize your mastery. So, you work all your life to kind of get to this point of being at this age of 44. And then it's like, that's the year that you actually begin to actualize your mastery in life. And I feel like that's very much like what this year's been about. I'm going to be 45, which I can't fucking believe. Holy shit. I don't even feel 40. I don't feel anywhere near 45. Gonna be 45 in, like 10 days or something, 9 days or something. Soon I'm turning 45. And I'm like, where did the time go? But I wouldn't go back to any time in my life because I feel like the wisdom and the knowledge that I've gained is what's gotten me to this place. I feel like I'm happier than I've ever been. I feel like I look way better now than I did in my 20s. But resources and the ever evolving world of aesthetic improvements is a big help when it comes to all of that stuff. Sean's like, he needs to find a present. Heather broke 6 figures at 44. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's... So now my husband's going to put all of his trolling comments in the Facebook feed. But yeah, I mean, life is good for sure. I can't complain. We're living an absolutely incredible life in Bali, which lends itself to inspiration anyway. But, some things that I had sort of set aside are starting to come back into my field of awareness right now. And it's really exciting to me because it's really interesting to look at the world through the lens that I have now and go back to, looking at some of the stuff that maybe I studied like in my 20s or in my 30s. And so some things that have just been like coming full circle for me lately is Kabbalah, first of all. Like I've really been, journeying through Kabbalistic theories and philosophy and thought more in the last couple of weeks. And then, started kind of looking back into a little bit of Nietzsche, and was sent this documentary called The Century of the Self that I've been watching, that's just been blowing my mind. And it's so relevant right now for what's happening in the world, especially because so Laura's like saying she switched to Instagram. I'm live on Instagram, by the way, if it's being weird on Facebook. My lives on Facebook have been like so sketchy the last few days. It's probably because they're cock blocking me as usual. But Brandon, troll. All the trolls are here. The only one we're missing right now is Jason Cisneros. If he was here, then I would be getting fully trolled on my Facebook Live. But yeah, so looking at this stuff, I was talking about the Century of the Self. Like this documentary, it was on the BBC, and it's just like, it blows me away, first of all, because it's history of the world that we're never taught in school. Maybe if you're Jewish or you're German, you know about Edward Bernays, but not many people do. And the first segment of Century of the Self is about this guy, Edward Bernays, who actually founded the public relations industry. And he was like this master manipulator of the masses. And so I watched that this week, and it's like blown the roof off my messaging and the work that I'm doing in the world, because what it has enabled me to see is, for those that aren't aware, I've really been called back into service in a business coaching. I don't like the word coach, but we've never found a better word, I don't think. So I think mentor is kind of lame, but in a business guiding way. And so my spiritual journeys over this year have really brought me back to this place that like it's time for me to fully step into, helping people, spiritual entrepreneurs and people in spiritually based businesses scale their businesses. I haven't done any kind of business coaching or guiding or mentoring for 2 years. I closed down my last business mastermind over 2 years ago, and I haven't stepped back into it. I've really been creating mastery inside my emotional clearing modality that I co-founded with Michelle Patrick, and getting my practitioners up and running, and really creating a level of mastery in my Ouroboros program, my quantum wealth repatterning program. So that's been the last few years, and now I'm being called to greater service in this place of business guidance. And I've been really blessed. The last 2 years have been the best 2 financial years of my life, and I've scaled my business over 7 figures in those 2 years. And hello, Taryn Lee. I mean, look, like the whole gang's here. So I was just talking about you. I was just talking about how you make hay when the sun shines, Taryn. So I'm just, I've been called back into this business guidance place, and but from a real place of awareness of what's happening in the world right now, and the manipulation and the control and the programming that is happening at a mass level right now, and how important it is for us to step into our sovereignty, how important it is for us to, really look at who we are as individuals and share without restraint the messages and the gifts that we came to this planet to share. But the piece that's really dropped in for me this week is how much responsibility that carries with it, because we can't continue to just simply perpetuate this manipulation of the masses for financial gain. It's really important that we dive deeply into our responsibility. And it's something that I don't see a lot in the online space. And so I just launched this 2-week business accelerator called Heretic, and the applications were supposed to close Sunday at like 11:59 on Eastern Standard Time, but I'm actually going to keep the applications open till the 24th now. Um, I have been flipping blown away at the people that are applying for this program. Like people that I consider colleagues and peers, and it's been really amazing to like step back into this space and see that people want to work with me in this way. It's validating, of course, but it's also, you know, confirmation of the guidance that I've been given that it's time for me to step back into this level of service. So, you know, just next level people saying yes to this business accelerator. And it's called Heretic because it really is about our choice and us stepping into and sharing the views and theories and philosophies and teachings that are in opposition to the status quo and the norm of what's out there in the world. And I feel so incredibly grateful that this documentary came into my life this week, because it's brought this missing piece, which is this responsibility piece, and how incredibly important it is for us to move out of sales and manipulation to the masses from a place of like capital gain, and to really truly step into what is best for humanity. And what Amy's here too, you guys. Something about this live stream. Something's happening on this live stream. All the people are showing up. All my people are hopping on here. That's powerful. That means the message is on point. Pagi, Amy Bingham, welcome back to Bali. The documentary is called The Century of the Self, and you can watch it on YouTube. I'm talking about the first installment right now, which is mainly focused on a man named Edward Bernays, who was Sigmund Freud's nephew, and he was the founder of the public relations industry. And he literally created the idea of, or the association between democracy and capitalism. And he was the person who first tied the White House to celebrities. I mean, it's fascinating. Trust me, like, it's worth the watch. It's a 4-hour documentary, but you can watch it in parts on YouTube. Like, just watch it. It'll change your life. Well, it'll change your life if you're like me anyway. But I'm making it like required watching for my Heretic Business Accelerator, because the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, wow, like, and it's interesting because I am also a student of human design, and I really, really love Indigo. Who is this Divine Hearts? Indigo Tides Divine Hearts. Who is that? She's whoever it is. I haven't seen you live in a long ass time. I haven't been going live that much, but the last week or so I've been doing more lives. Yes, Sunday morning coffee time, and we're coming down to Ulu Cliff House. As soon as Sean's done with his client, I think we're gonna head down. I wanted to go get my nails done, but I'm feeling a little too lazy to do that maybe. Yeah, so Century of the Self, watch it. It's next level. And yeah, I just like, it's so interesting to me when this time of year comes around, because all of a sudden, like, I have this voracious like desire to read and research. Oh, I was talking about human design again. So what was I saying about human design though? I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Somebody remind me. We were talking about Century of the Self. Oh, so I'm a student of human design, and I took a course by Ra, who is the founder of human design, called 64 Ways. And Ra almost, through his whole, after, having human design downloaded to him, like, people were always trying to get him to teach on sales and money, and he wouldn't do it. So, and he was always, really hesitant to teach on sales and money. And so he finally did do this course called the 64 Ways, and you can get it on Jovian Archive. His courses are really intense, and like, for me, I have to keep, more trolling from my husband. Yes, he's sexy. I have to keep watching. I have to watch it several times. Like each segment I have to watch or listen to its audio. I have to listen to several times because there's just a lot of information in there. But he did this course called the 64 Ways, and it's about the third line in human design. And the third line is the line of the material world, materialism. And if you're familiar with human design, there's 6 lines, 1 through 5, 1 through 6. There's 6 lines, 1 through 6. I'm still following. I'm still drinking coffee. Just bear with me. I think I've been doing pretty good so far. There's 6 lines, 1 through 6, but each gate also has line representation. So in there, and then there are 64 gates in human design, and within those gates, each of the gates have a line association to them. So like if you're talking about, I just was talking about my channel, and if you don't know human design, this is probably going to sound like Chinese to you, so just bear with me. We won't stay on this too long, but I was talking about this channel that I have, the 4816 channel. So like 48 can be 48.1, 48.2, 48.3, 48.4, 48.5, 48.6. So every gate can have a line association with it. And so this course, the 64 Ways, really focuses on the third line and the third line representation of each gate. And because the third line is about the material world, it's about materialism, it is how you sell to people. And so he did this course, and it's so funny because through the whole thing, he's just like, I said I would never do this, because to sell to people, you have to sell to their not self. And so the whole purpose of human design is to help people step into their self, to step out of their not self and step into their self. But in order to sell to people, you have to sell to their not self. So you're manipulating their not self to get them to buy something from you. And so, he talks about how he had this realization of like, what a conundrum this is, because he knows he needs to get human design out to the masses, and he knows to get it to the masses, he has to appeal to people's not self. But the whole purpose of human design is to help you step into self. So this course is fascinating. Also, like, I guess it's Sunday Resource Day. But it's called 64 Ways on Jovian Archive. If you're not familiar with human design, it's going to be like Chinese to you. So if you're not familiar with human design, I recommend getting a book by Karen Curry Parker called Understanding Human Design. And if you go to my Amazon shop, it's in there. What is my Amazon shop? If you're watching on Instagram, the link to my Amazon shop's in my bio. It's in my bio link. I think this is it. I have a whole section in there on human design. See if it pops up. Yep. Okay, so it's www.amazon.com/shop/the Leah Steele. You can find all my favorite things in there. But there's a book in there called Understanding Human Design. And if you're new to human design, like, I really encourage you to get that book, get familiar with it. Yeah, human design will change your life. There's definitely been some pivotal moments of my life that have really shifted things for me in my life and in my business. And I would say, like, in order, maybe not in order, because I don't know, these first few, I don't really know how to, like, order them. But the order that they came into my life were human design, emotional clearing, 5-element theory, and peyote. Like, I feel like those are kind of my, those were my massive spiritual growth and expansion vehicles, if you will. So, yeah, so it's like this selling to the not self, right, it's interesting. But this is the piece right now and this is the piece that I'm really going to bring into this business accelerator, because I think it's really important for us to understand. So I'm so excited because my cousin Alicia Baker, who is the most incredible human design expert I know, period, and I'm not just saying that because she's my cousin. I've worked with the top, I've worked with the best of the best. I've taken a lot of Ra's classes and courses, and Alicia just has this incredible ability to explain things in a way that everyone can understand it. But she's going to be joining me for some teaching in my business accelerator, and she's also going to be joining me in a more prominent role in my Wealth Warrior business mastermind. So Alicia and I will be talking about this idea of selling to the not self and how we do it from an ethical place. Because right now, humanity doesn't need more manipulation through consumerism. We need to, if we're selling something, if we're putting programs out into the world, if we're putting offers out into the world, we need for them to be in integrity. We need for them to actually be things that humanity needs right now. We need for them to be I really truly believe that we need to be holding an intention of responsibility as we're moving into the coming years, because we've got a shit show on our hands, and 2022 to 2027 is going to be no walk in the park. But I do truly believe that there are people out there in the world right now that are meant to be changing the way humanity does life on this planet. And I know that they need guidance, and I know that they need your offers and they need your services. But what they don't need is for you to be throwing spaghetti at walls, seeing what sticks, and trying to sell people on stuff that they don't need. And so this business accelerator is, one, the intention is to light a fire under the ass of the change makers. Two, to really convey this ethical responsibility that we have in marketing and selling our things to the world. We're definitely going to be looking at this selling to people's not self and doing that from an ethical perspective. I've already dropped the pre-work, and everyone that's done the pre-work so far is like, holy shit, mind blown. And this is stuff that I do in my own business. Like, I'm not just making stuff up to give to people. Like, I'm actually giving you the things that helped me scale my business, and the things that are coming through to me that I'm doing now in my business to step into greater levels of responsibility when it comes to selling my offers. And yeah, so I'm just fucking pumped on life right now, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm excited about like where my business is going. I'm excited about where my clients are taking their businesses. I just graduated my 3rd class of practitioners last night from ERC, which was so exciting. My Earth practitioners have now officially finished their training, which is next level, and they're all getting ready to sit for their assessments. We just started our 4th round of practitioners through their practitioner training. We have another round starting in June of 2022. So, the incredible gifts that I've been given of the work that I do in the world, like, it's all kind of starting to come to fruition. And I think that's what Michael Franti was talking about when he was talking about, beginning to see all the work that you've done starting to come to fruition. So yeah, that's it. That's really like what I wanted to chat about. So go watch Century of the Self. If you feel like you want to join Heretic, my 2-week long business accelerator, I can give you guys the link for that. It is application based, and it is an extremely accessible offering. It's $333 for a 2-week intensive business accelerator with me, where there will be daily touches, content, assignments, reflection tasks, my foot up your ass, 2 group coaching calls, and there's already been a lot of pre-work dropped this week. So we start officially on the 24th. I'm going to leave applications open till the 24th now. But yeah, if you want to join me, if you're watching on Instagram, the link is in my bio for Heretic, 14-day no bullshit business accelerator for the renegade rule breakers. But it's all about ethical business right now, I feel like, and responsibility, greater levels of responsibility. So I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. I think I just did my verbal journaling on this Facebook Live. So I feel like I don't have to journal now because I just verbally journaled all over you people. And so now what am I going to do? Maybe I will go get my nails done while my husband is doing his client. And then I'm going to go down to Uluwatu on the other side of the island and hang out with my friends. Michelle Patrick is doing Heretic. She's in like Flynn. How awesome, Michelle, about our practitioners and where our Immortal Alchemy brand is going. Life is good. Can't complain. Can't complain. In fact, it's not even can't complain. Like, can't not shout how amazing it is from the rooftops is actually what I think is going on here. So I guess what I would say is remember that through all the chaos and the fuckery, it is our choice, right? Heretic means to choose. It is our choice to choose to thrive. So we get to choose to thrive, or we get to choose to, you know, stay entrenched in all the bullshit that's happening on, you know, the global stage. But it's a choice. And when we choose thriving and we choose to remain open to opportunities and we choose to remain open to, you know, new information or old information perhaps coming back around, that is actually how we create the life that we deeply desire, regardless of what's happening in our external environment. I'm such a firm believer in our internal landscape matching our external landscape, and that we get to create our reality, and we do that by choosing to thrive, even in times of chaos. And so that's what this is about for me. This program and this next phase of the Leah Steele brand, and stepping back into business guidance, if you will. Business expansion for all involved. That's what I think the name of the game is right now. So have an amazing rest of your day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world as you are watching this live stream or you're catching the replay. Remember that it is your divine birthright to be wealthy in all areas of your life, and you're so worthy and you're so deserving. So go out there and open yourself up to new wisdom and new knowledge and new inspiration. It's inspiration season, whether you're a metal constitutional factor or not. It's inspiration season. So you get to tap into embracing deeper meaning in your life, more inspiration, tapping into your like super powerful primal instincts and intuition. So that's it. Have an awesome day.